have doubted the PlayStation Portal since it leaked early last year. I even made a video on it questioning why it even exists. I didn't think this product would succeed, and I certainly didn't expect it to sell out, but I was curious enough to try one out and see if it could change my mind. So did the Portal exceed my expectations, or is it as useless as I thought? Let's find out. PlayStation Portal just launched on November 15th, 2023, and for only $200, you get a device that can run your entire digital PS5 library in the palm of your hand. So why would a device that is capable of running PS5 games only cost $200? Well, there's a catch, obviously, and that catch is the PlayStation Portal only works with remote play, which means that both your PS5 and the Portal must be connected to the internet at all times. But before you run down to the comments and type, "This is just like the Wii U, LMAO," Sony just copied Nintendo. It's really not the Wii U, as the Wii U gamepad actually had uses in certain games, while this just reprojects what's on your PS5. However, the Portal also does what Nintendo don't, as you can actually take the Portal across the entire globe. As long as you're connected to the internet and your PS5 is also connected to the internet, it will work as designed. The most positive surprise I discovered about the Portal is how comfortable it really is. The Portal comes equipped with a full DualSense controller built in. This includes haptics, gyro, touchpad, and adaptive trigger support, which really makes the Portal an all-around immersive experience. They quite literally took a DualSense, cut it in half, and squeezed the screen in between each grip. While the Portal's design is not appealing to me, it becomes irrelevant when considering that Sony prioritized comfort first. So if you really like the DualSense, then you will love the Portal. And setting up the Portal is a breeze. Simply turn it on, turn your PS5 on, enable remote play on your PS5, and connect the Portal to your Wi-Fi, and then pair the two devices together. Very simple and a very user-friendly process. The centerpiece of the Portal, however, is its 8-inch 1080p 60Hz display, which is more than acceptable because image quality and smoothness will highly vary depending on your internet speed, so in most situations you would never fully take advantage of a higher res screen. It's also the max resolution and frame rate of remote play no matter what device you are using it on. The display's massive size is its biggest saving grace in my eyes. The contrast, however, is not great on the display, and the blacks often look a bit gray. So an OLED screen definitely would have been the way to go here. Heck, even the PS Vita originally used an OLED screen back in 2012, so you'd think over a decade later, putting an OLED screen in a new device would be a lot more affordable. However, I have also noticed a problem with the display that I don't think anyone is talking about yet. The PlayStation Portal has a ghosting problem. No, the PS Portal is not leaving me on red. Ghosting is when the screen leaves a trail behind when an object moves quickly on screen. It's most easily visible when scrubbing the volume or brightness setting back and forth. However, I have also noticed it a lot in games like Spider-Man where you're moving really fast. But to be honest, I don't think most people will notice this unless it's pointed out to them directly, as I haven't seen any other reviewer even mention it. But overall, I don't think this display is a deal breaker, as it can get bright enough and its size and resolution make it serviceable enough for most people. However, the PlayStation Portal's gaming experience is 100% dependent on your internet connection. For some people, it will run perfectly, while for others, the quality will look poor. My internet download speed is 812 megabits per second, and the upload speed is 40 megabits per second, and even still, I do find the signal to be very inconsistent. When comparing it to Xbox streaming and Steam Link, remote play doesn't stack up as well either. Here's a comparison of Steam Link on my Legion Go and remote play on my PS5 running at 1080p 60 frames per second. The Steam Link image is much cleaner, but this is not a knock on Sony's hardware. It's about the software and is something that will be refined over time. Input delay can also be cumbersome as well. Here's a clear example I did in Spider-Man 2 photo mode where you can see the delay. So I don't recommend this device for those who want to play first-person shooters on the go unless you're trying to tank your KD. But overall, the gaming experience will vary depending on your connection strength and speed. So your internet speed is definitely something to consider when buying this device. So now let's talk about the user interface and built-in software. The Portal's user interface is streamlined, has nice animations, has great background music, but it's also extremely bare-boned and featureless. But that's okay because the Portal is only advertised to do one thing, and it does that one thing very well. However, you won't be able to find any native games that run on the device, and you won't be able to browse the internet. The only things you can do are adjust brightness, volume, and airplane mode. And if you ever feel useless, remember that airplane mode exists on the PS Portal, which requires Wi-Fi to use in the first place. There is footage of this device running Android out there, and SpawnWave discovered the chip inside the Portal is an old Sony smartphone chip. So there's still hope that one day someone will jailbreak this device, opening the door for emulation and other Android applications. The battery life on the Portal, however, is actually really good. It gets about 8 hours on one charge, which is about the same as the DualSense without a screen built into it. Overall, the the battery life is perfect for this kind of device. Rarely would you ever need more. Now, let's talk about audio quality and the speakers on the Portal. The speakers on the Portal are top firing, but they are actually still very loud. However, they sound a bit cheap to my ears, with certain frequencies at high volumes cutting a bit. Overall, these are probably the worst speakers I've tested on a handheld this year, and to be honest, I feel as though they could have done a bit more of the speakers for the price of this thing, especially considering Sony is known for their hi-fi equipment, speakers, and headphones. And if I had to guess why they cheaped out on the speakers, it's probably because they want you to buy their new $200 Pulse Explorer earbuds. But why would anyone do that if they can get a pair of AirPods or any other pair of earbuds for cheaper? Well, it's because Sony didn't include Bluetooth on this device to instead force people into either A, using wired headphones, or B, their new proprietary PlayStation Link headphones. And most consumers don't even use wired headphones anymore. You can also technically use a Bluetooth aux adapter as well, but the location of the jack probably makes it difficult to find one to fit in there. And Bluetooth aux adapters also run out of battery and need charging of their own. Also, to make matters worse, the recycled Sony Xperia chipset the Portal uses probably supported Bluetooth originally, but got left out when it was recycled for the Portal. So yeah, the PS Portal lacks Bluetooth because Sony likes money.
Hello, I like money.
Who would have thought? But why would anyone get the $200 PlayStation Portal if you can already do remote play on your smartphone? Well, to put that question to the test, I bought a phone clip for the DualSense. With the phone clip, we can get all the DualSense features, and on top of that, an OLED display from my phone. But as I started playing, I immediately noticed two distinct advantages of the Portal. One being the large screen. The borders on iOS only support 16:9 as opposed to taking advantage of the entire screen. And two, the Portal is much lighter than a phone attached to a controller, which makes it so much more comfortable to hold. However, the phone clip only cost me $15, and the screen quality of my phone is miles ahead of the Portal, and I can use this anywhere there's an LTE or 5G signal available to me. While the battery usage on my phone is still a drawback, if I want to use the Portal outside the house, I will have to use my phone as a hotspot anyways, which will drain the battery of both devices, so it's not the home run advantage that most people think it is. So ultimately, for this $200 device to be a complete win over just using your phone, it needs native 5G support as an option and PlayStation Cloud streaming support as well, which I imagine is still coming down the line. So who is the PlayStation Portal for anyways? From my perspective, the main reasons to own a PlayStation Portal are if you live in a household where more than one person is fighting for the TV, want to be able to take the full PS5 experience outside the house, or just want to enjoy the PS5 as a pseudo handheld. The PlayStation Portal is a good device if you fall into one of those categories, but even so, its lack of Bluetooth, lack of an LTE or 5G option, lack of other uses outside of just remote play, a heavy reliance on Wi-Fi speed and stability, and the availability of many more affordable options may still make it a hard sell for a lot of you. However, I do see value in this device for some people as it is extremely comfortable to use for long periods of time, has a decent battery, big screen, and immersive DualSense features, and overall it does a fantastic job of replicating the entire PS5 experience on a handheld device. So, did the PlayStation Portal exceed my expectations? In some regards, yes, but in most regards, no. The PlayStation Portal is a very comfortable and immersive remote play device with an eye-catching display and a great battery, but it's just not for me. I don't think it's a bad device either, but after playing with it for a few weeks, I still can't justify buying it when I can get a similar enough experience for $15 with a controller clip or a free application on a dedicated gaming handheld like the Steam Deck, which you can buy one right now for about $349 brand new. Either way, just because it doesn't make sense for me doesn't mean it doesn't make sense for someone else. If Sony perfects remote play, adds more functionality, adds Bluetooth, and adds an OLED screen, this would have been a home run. But for now, it's what I would consider a luxury accessory. At the end of the day, the PlayStation Portal is just not for me. But I recognize that a lot of you probably love this thing, so I'd love to hear what you think about the PlayStation Portal down in the comments. And if you made it to the end of the video, consider hitting that subscribe button and leave a like if you found this review informative or helpful. This has been KillerCam1020. See you in the next one. Peace.